Good afternoon, good evening, traders. This is Brian Mitchell with Trade Algo. Um, Not a very exciting day today, considering the market and how news-based it is. I normally drop trades here in the live sessions in the Day Trade with Brian room. Again, I'm a day trader, folks. I'm not a swing trader or investor, so I just don't want to disappoint anyone who comes in there asking what trades they can swing and stuff like that. I'm exclusively a day trader. And the reason I'm a day trader was really exemplified by today. I just want to let you guys know the danger in swinging in a very news-based market. I'm not suggesting not to do it. I'm just suggesting to be extremely careful in the type of environment that we're in. When we're in an environment that moves exclusively off of news, you want to be weary of entering positions with a lot of size and understand the risks. This is partly why I'm exclusively a day trader and why I do not swing anything in this market is because of the sensitivity to so much news. I personally call it, please understand, the market is what I call the inflation era. Anything that affects inflation or the economy is uber sensitive to it right now. So all these reports that come out, like earnings, CPI, PPI, FOMC, GDP numbers, Jerome Powell speaking, this is also why Dane says, news comes out in 15 minutes. He's implying in the morning sessions that news can dump the markets because it's bad news or pump the markets because it's good news. So, what moved the market to the downside and caused this huge gap down? Well, that was the 47th president imposing tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. So Canada and Mexico both had a 25% tariff increase. China had a 10%, and that's largely because people were afraid that goods are going to start costing more, that it's going to affect people's ability to spend in the market, and then if they can't spend in the market, then people don't buy stocks, and it has implications that trickle down, right? So people started selling off like crazy. And same with the futures market. Crypto market got a bloodbath this weekend, and that's why the dump, right? Because we were in a nice uptrend for the better half of last week. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This could have just been a higher low before the next progression, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. A very normal looking trend. But when you break through this higher low and this higher low just boom, just cause a huge gap down, that is because of news. And that's precisely why, again, I'm not saying not to swing. I'm just saying I personally don't swing because I don't want to be worried about my positions overnight. Like what news is going to come out? What is he going to say? What is she going to say? What is Jerome Powell going to say? What is President Trump going to say? What is Fed Barkin going to say? It's just kind of like they have too much power to cause this or maybe a gap up and maybe your inputs, right? So this is why I would exercise caution in swinging, right? But the same as bad news can dump the market, then shortly thereafter, Trump agrees to pause tariffs on Canada and Mexico. One by one, they capitulated. So it was just as quickly as the bad news dumped the market, the good news pumped the market. So bad news pumped, and then we got the good news, and now we're back in a pumped market, and it's very difficult, especially if you're swinging from one day to the next. So that's the kind of dump and pump in the market. Is just basics. So I think I'm gonna have to, with my day trades here in the live sessions, day trade with Brian. I'm gonna have to start refreshing my X feed a little bit more, so that when news hits the tape, I have to reassess if we're in a position. So it just means exercise a little bit more caution, right? So if things are, say, more bugs are on the road, driving through your windshield, you might drive a little bit slower. You're not going to stop the car, but you might drive a little bit slower and turn the windshield wipers on a little bit more to get the stuff out of your way, right? So you just adjust to the current environment you're in is all I'm saying. So that's the reason behind SPY. Dumping and pumping is the same thing with Qs. They're the exact same chart. Do keep in mind that if no news happens, and hopefully we get a neutral market where, once the gap fills, expect us to retrace a little bit. Usually when gaps do fill, we do get some sort of retracement. So same thing with Qs. Once that gap fills, roughly around 521.23, we might go a little bit higher just to nick that 10 simple moving average and then come down. This is now a downtrend. So just like I showed, we were in higher highs and higher higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we broke through the lower lows. So now it's lower lows, lower highs, and then we'll see if we either consolidate and move sideways. We will retrace somewhat, but we'll see if we pick up into another uptrend or continue the downtrend. But we are going to get some sort of a retracement either way. So Bitcoin, it's a little tough to it kind of had a little bit more of a pronounced move both down and up, because obviously, these are very, very risk on assets, the crypto market in general. But now we're just kind of moving sideways. And that's typical. The market's holding its breath like, oh, should I hold, or is he going to dump the market again? Because he's already mentioned last week that the European Union might be next. He's like, are you excluding the European Union from getting tariffs? He's like, in short, no. So that could happen, right? So being in a very, very news-based market, you get these kind of, sideways moves, excessive dumps, then sideways, then excessive pumps. It's not a very newbie-friendly market. So I say this not to discourage, but to encourage you to be a little bit more patient in this environment, especially with swings. Swings are very difficult in a very kind of finicky market where it's just holding its breath, waiting for the next good news to pump or bad news to dump. So let's wait this cycle out a little bit. I am not super eager to enter positions unless there is an A plus setup. B minus and C plus setups, I just let them go by the wayside, guys. So just it's the beginning of the week. Mondays and Tuesdays are the slowest days to trade options, so let's keep that in mind. Join me if you like after the morning session with Dane, the first hour of the day. In the Day Trade with Brian tab, there is a live stream tab here at the top. So hope you guys enjoyed the very, very simple analysis and the cautionary tone to the don't throw it to the wind. Obviously, you want to make sure that you guys are in the best position to win moving forward. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Everyone, as always, take care.